Turn your camera off. Yeah. All right. Perfect. So, welcome to Community Call. This is November 16th, 2023. And yeah, so just to kick things off, we got a light agenda today. First up is we just want you all to know that there's a metrics proposal and it's in the public. We got the link there in the document. And so, yeah, go check it out, leave feedback, give comments. In truth, we have started some work on this, but we are definitely going to be open to community suggestions and take those into consideration. So if you haven't seen it, definitely go look. This is going to be a major feature in the future of Tempo, and the ability to collect metrics out of your traces. It's going to be huge. So yeah, definitely go check that out. Another big change that recently happened was some polling updates went into the main branch. So if you're one of the bold few that run on main, you may have noticed if you're in GCS or S3 that the number of backend calls have gone down significantly. This is due to like a little bit of a restructuring and maybe some clever keeping around of the data that we already know about, and rather than polling for it again. This is possible in GCS and S3, but today it's not possible in Azure due to the way the API is structured. So perhaps that's something that can come in the future. We've left that door open. And I left a screenshot in the doc, which I can share briefly. Let's see. So in the doc there, you can see that screenshot, hopefully, and you see this nice cliff of the backend API calls. This is in our ops environment, so not super heavy, not our largest backend requests by any stretch, but yeah, you can see a good reduction there in the backend API calls, which should represent an improved cost of running and maintaining Tempo. And we've talked about let's see, so 2.3 2.3 is out. We've got some community contributions in there, so definitely go check those out. Quoted attributes in TraceQL, this is pretty cool. So now if you have attributes in your traces that are quoted, you can search for those. You can handle that. So thanks, Kusik. And also want to let you know about Azure V2 SDK. So this was also a community contribution from Lassie Hells. So this was a good one that was put in. There's a new SDK for Azure. The old one is being deprecated. So what we've done is sort of structure a configuration option to allow folks to opt in to the new V2 SDK. So if you're running in Azure and you're feeling brave, definitely turn this feature on. It's a one configuration line in the config block that will enable the backend to be in the V2 SDK. And we don't expect problems, but we'd love to hear from you if you do run into issues, or even if you have success. Either case, we'd like to hear about that, and that'll give us a little bit of confidence moving forward that we can deprecate and act accordingly. Any questions about any of that? Okay, cool.
It's clear.
Nice. So let's see what's next for the team. We've got a PR up for multi-tenancy. So this is the ability to query across multiple tenants in Tempo OSS. This was only supported in enterprise for a while, and it turns out to be a useful feature for people who are running OSS as well. So this was an area that we started migrating a feature from enterprise to open source, which is really great to see. So PR's up. Feel free to review. Yeah, and then the team's also focused on the next iteration of Tempo's block format, which is vParquet 4. We're on version 4 of our internal block format, which will improve support for arrays, which I know is a big deal, as well as events and exceptions. Exceptions are pretty exciting, and events come from sort of baggage as well from the open tracing libraries, if you're using those like we are internally, but events will be very useful as well. A lot of people are reporting success on collapsing the number of spans they have by just using events. And so we're looking forward to that as well. And then links, the ability to link out to other spans. Sure, Fausto, go ahead.
You mentioned that it will increase support with arrays. Uh, what do you mean? Can you elaborate a bit more? It's like, can we
Yeah, I imagine this is
go into
specifically around performance and the ability to query in the future. So we'll be able to, we're working on language spec right now for the like what does that look like to query for an array. And I think there's some conversation happening about single item array versus multiple item array, and how do you represent that in the language? Do we want to take any shortcuts, that kind of thing, and then just performance as well. Sure, Andreas, go ahead.
Where is the development happening of the new version 4 format? Is it a branch or is it just in the same folder structure?
We do have an internal doc, but that's a good call out. We should make that public if it's not already. I'll take a note on that, and we can follow up. I'll drop that in the Slack channel, or we can paste it here in the doc. Maybe Kunrad, if you know of that, you could find that. But otherwise, I'll follow up after the meeting.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think last time they used like a branch, like a long living branch to do development on. I'm not sure if they're gonna use the same approach this time, because it's Adrian and Jenny, I think it was gonna work on it.
Yeah, that's right. So they've done the long lived branch. I know we had a doc internally, but I'm not sure if that made it to the public, which we should do. But at this point, I think it's pretty well on its way.
But maybe you can ask it in the community Slack, and they'll be able to answer it once they get up.
Yeah,
because they're both in
yeah,
APAC.
Yeah, time zones are hard, as we all know.
Okay, great. Because like some weeks ago, I opened a pull request for the metadata in the trace block, and I would rebase that to the VParquet for changes.
Right.
So
Okay.
that's where you can have for example, a number of spans and the errors in each service in the trace block metadata. And I would rebase this to the new format.
Yeah, I would say definitely if you're looking at getting that in the next quarter or so, we kind of operate on quarters internally a little bit. I would say, target the VParquet 4, and and VParquet 3 just went into main as the default, so that's where we're going to be, shipping. But target the next version on that one. That would be great. Yeah, love to see community PR. So thanks for keeping that coming.
Yeah.
There's also an update internally. We're about to merge this change. I think we're just on the last little bit of review and testing for distributor batching. So currently, the situation is that if a tenant exceeds any limits on the distributor, what'll happen is the entire batch is rejected. So this means that if you had one span that was too large or went to a trace that was that blew out the limit, then we would reject the entire batch, which can be rather large. That means we could be rejecting 1,000 spans when we only really meant to reject one. And so this is a change in the distributor to allow multiple sort of error conditions and handle those errors accordingly. So it's basically allowing us to ingest more and reject less when we do come into these limits. This is a big change, but I think it's going to be a big change and a big win, and it does mean that we'll be able to store more internally as well. So this is going to be a really big win, and it's an old issue. Definitely keep your eyes out for that one. It's going to be great. And that's the rest of the agenda that we've got today. But does anybody have any questions they want to call out, or any discussions about tempo generally, operating, maintaining, things you want to get in front of the team?
Something we didn't mention is it was ObservabilityCon this week, and Mario did some talks about tempo. The recordings will be released, I think, next week or like in 2 weeks. So we'll be sure to post it in Slack. But yeah,
good call out.
We can look forward to
awesome. Me too.
Nice.
Yeah, it's exciting. How's everybody's tempo stack going? Everybody doing all right? rocking out.
So far running very, very nice.
Excellent.
So no complaints there. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I think we can call it if there's no questions. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Fausto.
Yeah, just I want to say personally, we were talking a little bit about this before, but I'm really looking forward for the metric API and to be able to to get metrics from do some aggregations from some like more complex SQL queries. I think it will be super powerful.
Yeah, we're looking for that internally as well, and lots of people are itching for that, and so definitely check out the design doc and kind of what we're thinking. And like I mentioned, we are starting on that already, and so we've got some of the API internally built out and some of the data structures. Welcome, Andre.
Cool.
Hello.
We reached the end. We're just asking questions. So if you have any questions, now's your time.
Oh, okay. No, I don't have any questions. I was just looking forward for the announcements.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we just went over. It's a short agenda today, so. No big
Okay,
deal.
I'll check the recording later.
Okay, yeah, we've got the doc as well.
Sure.
Yeah, a few interesting items coming. Big shout out for the metrics API that we're starting to work on. So check out the design doc for that. That's the one big one we've got in flight, and we're looking for feedback on.
Okay.
Cool. Anything else, anybody? All right. Well, thank you all for joining. Much appreciated. Glad to see you all here. And hopefully we'll see you the next time.
Yeah. Thanks. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.